Yes.
Yes, thank you.
So meaning that we need to looking back our research question. So this is the research question. Uh, it's it's a similar like we did for anchor code. So anchor code in manual coding process. So we have a research question there that we need to achieve. Okay. And then after that, we need to sorting and categorizing process. Is similar. This what is a sorting. Sorting we need to find out the category. Okay. The next one is the transparency of the coding process. Transparency meaning that we need to show what inside of each node or each code. And then the last one is the ensure credibility of your findings. So meaning that visualizing our findings data. So as I mentioned earlier, so there are three options that we can choose from. So option number one is option number one actually the one that I find out from Beasley and Jackson 2013. So according to Beasley and Jackson, so they provide us information how to generate a code or labels in vivo. First one is by identifying relevant information in the data. It's similar like we did in manual coding process. So we might be looking into chunk or word or phrases that related to our interest, especially for research question. Number two, and then assign a word or phrase that best represent the relevant information. So giving, so you need to give a name, and then document why the information or not is important. This one is like we already did in the manual coding process. Identify relevant information, assign a word or phrase that best represent, and then document. Document meaning that is visualize the findings. Option number two.
Sorry,
yes.
Ada yang nak join. Boleh Dr. Mahdi ni? Jadikan saya ni host, nanti saya bantu untuk bagi dia orang masuk. Sorry.
Dekat mana Dr. Benny? Saya nak sign you
Dia dah masuk dah. Dia dah masuk.
Dah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, saya boleh continue
Ya.
Okay, option number two is by using Saldana guideline. So this is the one that we already did too. So number one is review the characteristics of the research question. It's similar like we did by providing anchor code here. Number two is identify coding methods. So this is the one that we already did. Okay, so you need to know a basic understanding about coding methods. And then number three is assign notes or codes using the coding methods. So this is also need to give a name actually. Option number three is by using Kane and Fortune guideline. So this is the one that we are not used previously. So actually by it's beyond from the previous one. So especially number two, transform the research question into focus prompt. So this is by looking into the focus prompt. So as a novice researcher, I not advise all of you are using the option number three. So meaning that we only have option number one or option number two. So if you are well known about the coding method, so go on with the option number two. But if you didn't know much about a coding method, I advise you just we are using guideline by Beasley. It's a standard, some sort like generic guideline. So just identify relevant information, giving a name to the word or phrases that you want to code and also document it. So this is the basic function inside of NVivo. The first one is importing files. Number 2 is analyzing, organizing cases. Number 3, visualizing and exporting findings. So for tonight, I will cover these two topic only, importing and also analyzing, because analyzing is the major one. It's a coding process. Okay, for importing files, actually, the current version is NVivo 12 Pro, okay, which they provided many types of files that can be used in NVivo software. But the the most popular one that we will use our file is from Word document. So what normally while we are once we settle for the transcription from the interview, so meaning that we will produce interview transcript in Word document. So I already mentioned to all of you. So one interview transcript need to be putting under one file. So let's say you have 1-to-1, so meaning that one interview, so one file. So let's say you are conducting a focus group. So let's say in that focus group you have 3 interviewees. So meaning it's okay. You can go on with the focus group. So meaning that one file contains 3 persons. So we call that one is one transcript, not 3 transcript. Although you have 3 persons in that focus group. So the transcript is based on the session that you conducted. So meaning that if you conduct 3 focus groups, so meaning only 3 transcript that you will produce. So meaning 3 files. Okay, that one is the major format file from a TV transcript. The rest, second one normally from PDF file. PDF file, normally PDF file contain information regarding from archival information. Document analysis that we conducted might be from organization. Is something that magazine we need to make in a PDF format. Normally they provide the PDF format. The soft copy, I mean, or report, annual report, or something relevant information that you think it is will help you to understand about your research topic that you have studied. The third one is audio. Audio is a conversation. Conversation whereby you might be it's a long conversation or might be it's just a short one, but you don't have a time to convert into a Word document. So you can use an audio. Might be during the data collection you are conducting observation. So the observation will might be record in a video format. That also can be your file. And then the current version in NVivo 12, they also provide the information or the files from social media platform, for instance, Facebook, Twitter, or from website. And it can be also, this is all we call it as a secondary data. So this is not main data. So the social media platform might be that related to your topic. It can be used to, okay. So the last one might be is in the picture. Picture meaning gambar-gambar. So might be the picture. One picture might be will tell. It depends also from the researcher viewpoint. Okay? So it will discard 1,000 information might be okay. But it depends. I mean. But for our class, I only concentrate on the Word document and also PDF file only. So I will not cover audio, video, and the rest. So the one I think after you complete by having this lecture, later might be you can explore, okay, towards by using audio or the rest, because the basis information, the main information that need cover or the one that we are using file is from Word document and also PDF file.
Sorry, doctor.
Okay.
Sorry.
This
Can I ask you about
later. Okay. I give you. Once I complete my lecture, I will have a Q&A session. Yeah. I don't want to drag my time of lecturing.
Only one I want to ask you, because the in vivo is active for 2 weeks. Today we use in vivo, we activate.
Okay, as I mentioned earlier, all UTM students can get original version from UTM Digital. So you need to contact them directly, not through me. Okay. So there is a website UTM Digital. So you need to ask the right person that will give you installation code. Okay. I mean the original version for you. It can be used for 1 year if you get the code, the right code from the UTM Digital.
Okay. No, my question right now, because we don't have it right now, my question is do you use it today or not? Only this.
Yes, I will use it today.
Okay.
That's why I'm asking for you to using the trial version start by tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, one important thing before you import those files, you need to clean it up first. Okay, so meaning that, for instance, in interview transcript, so I advise you to make a good format. I mean, a nice format. Okay, like I shared to all of you last week. Okay, that one is one of the format that you can follow. There are a few formats basically you can refer to from any qualitative analysis scholars. So the one that I shared to you actually already been validated by the expert. So the format. So if you want to follow my format, it's okay. So in this way, meaning that we need to clean our data. So need to formatting the transcript in terms of the paragraph style. So meaning that the paragraph style need to be have questions by the researcher and followed by the interviewee feedback. Okay. So okay, so this is inside of in vivo function. Later I will explain it. Okay, and then we can analyze the data. And then this is one of the asking queries. This also I will explain to you. Okay, is there any question? I open to all to everybody. Yeah. Okay. Boleh faham Okay, to start, I hope all of you can get the one that we used previously, the interview transcript from Mr. H. And also, I hope you can get this one. So this one, I hope you can get this material, this file from the Google Drive. So this is the one that we have went through. the coder, because we will use a code. We will code by using the one that I shared to you. Okay. And also this is the one, the name. So we want to follow actually. So in the next exercise, actually I want to show to you how actually from the manual coding process, so we can use in a way of doing the manual instead of doing the coding manually, how we how Ivigo actually can help to make our process quite faster, okay, compared to the manual one, okay, but with similar what I can say is with a similar outcome, okay.
Doctor, excuse me, as I remember, I couldn't find all the files of the last webinar in Google Drive. I found some of them. The PowerPoint presentation day 2, I remember 2 files, but not all of them. Can you check?
Is it? Okay, I will show.
Okay.
Okay, can you see this one?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, I will use this one. This is the answer. So this part actually the answer from the previous exercise that we conducted. Okay.
So you added today, doctor, or
Pardon?
this file, the PDF file? I didn't find it before.
Yes. In the Google Drive now, and we also will use this information or this file. Okay. Under folder data.
Okay.
Okay, for those who did not know where to get the trial version, so this is the website, okay, from QSR International, qsrinternational.com. Okay, you need to get the NVivo here. So this is the icon of NVivo. Okay, click that icon and then try. Okay, go to the try this one. Okay, try. Okay, then you need to click this one, start trial. Okay, so there are a few options here. So you can use either, it depends on your laptop or desktop, Windows Drive version or Mac Drive version, but it's only valid for 14 days. Okay, I will explain about the NVivo software. Okay, NVivo actually is a computer assisted qualitative data analysis software package. So actually, NVivo is not a software that will make automatic way in all in all tasks. Okay, actually you the one that need to inform NVivo in what way the NVivo can help you. Okay, so meaning that NVivo software will only help you in a way of managing. Okay, manage in terms of manage your data. Okay, manage your work, shaping and make sense. Okay, look here, shape and make sense. So of unstructured information. So the one that all the data that you will provide to NVivo actually, for instance, interview data we call as the unstructured information. Yeah. So meaning that it doesn't do the thinking for you. So NVivo actually will not do the thinking for you. You will provide, meaning that NVivo will provide a workspace and tools to enable you to easily work through your information. Okay. So this is actually normal process of doing a project in NVivo software. So the first one that you need to
Doctor, sorry, Doctor. I think the screen that you share still you are referring to the NVivo trial.
is it?
Ah,
Sorry. Okay. This one, yeah.
yeah. Okay, Doctor. Thank you.
Okay, baca.
Sorry, doctor. Also, we don't have access to these files in Google Drive.
You don't have an access?
Unfortunately, the last file you show at the first of class and this one also.
Can you just see my slide first? Later you can refer, yeah?
Okay.
Okay, as I mentioned, as I explained previously, so the first step that you need to do in NVivo is import. Import your file. Okay, once your file already in NVivo software, so the next step is we need to explore what inside of those files. Okay, so explore meaning explore just might be we looking into the exact file. Okay, so is that the right file or not? Okay, explore, and then might be we can using query function to look into what inside of the file. Okay. The next one is we need to do analyzing. So analyzing meaning that we do a coding process. So this is the major one, coding process that we did in manual 1. So the similar process that we will do in NVivo. Okay, once you have codes, nodes or categories theme, so later we need to do a query. Query meaning that it's some sort like we want to make sure that the right code that we coded, okay, will give us make sense towards our data. Okay, and then later we need to do the reflection. Reflection meaning that we need to explore more code by code or category by category. And then we will also looking into the relationship here. So what's the relationship between one code to another code, and also with another codes that we have, or with another category that we have. So later, once you already you confirm your codes, we can do the visualizing. And the last one is do the memo. Memo something like is a report. Okay. So this is the normal view once we have our Envivo workspace. So we have three views. So the upper one, this one, is a ribbon. Ribbon is something like a normal view of any Windows software. For instance, Microsoft Word. So we have a icon there. So this is what we call as a ribbon in Envivo. Okay, the left one is a navigation view. The middle one is a list view, and the right one is a detail view. So this is the workspace that we will use majorly in our process doing, especially in doing the coding. So this is the ribbon tab. So we have a few tabs there. So later I will explain in detail. So we have a navigation, coding, and classification, importing external files and exporting, creating documents, running queries, and etc. Okay, key elements that you need to know. Okay, we have data. Data actually is materials, your files, those kind of thing. Okay, where many of the materials connected to your Envivo project will be stored. So in data, you can store data in three types of folders. So data is will appear here in under navigation view. So data actually where the materials that connected to our Envivo project. Okay, so might be is a files or file classification, or might be is a external files, meaning that our imported information. So our transcript interview, our PDF from the archival document, audio, and so on. And then the next one is the element of file classification. File classification actually is related to the files. So meaning that, for instance, you have an interview transcript, 5 interviews. So meaning that each of the interview transcript we need to label. Label by using the descriptive information, for instance, by looking into the bibliographic information and etc. So this is, for example, so the file classification according to the author, title, year, and so on. Okay. External meaning that outside the information which is not stored in your computer, but we can get it from external information, for instance, from website, books that published in the website, or might be audio from YouTube, video from YouTube, etc., which is not actually stored in your computer, meaning in the Envivo project. Okay, codes. Codes is the one that I already explained. So code is something like a container. Container meaning that so you will have more than one container or many nodes, which I can see. And then once you have many nodes, for instance here is a 3 nodes, then we need to identify the relationship of each node here. So this is the relationship, a type of code that defines the connection between 2 project items. And then once we have, for instance, once you have few transcripts, for instance, or few files, so we also need to connect what is the connection between one file to another file. So for instance, this is 2 interview transcript or two persons. So we will identify what the relationship types between person number 1 into person number 2, and etc. Next one is a cases, concept of cases. Cases is where the unit of analysis and their labels connected to your Envivo project will be stored. So meaning that, for instance, you might be have one organization, for instance, is public, a council A. So in council A might be you conduct with 3, you made an interview with 3 persons. So meaning that you have 3 persons in that organization. So meaning that that is your case number 1 from organization 1 that contains 3 persons. Or in this diagram is contain 2 persons. So and then the levels under that person, so we call as a case classification. Levels with descriptive information assigned to demographic, institutional or geographical data about case notes. Notes or memo is the one that will have in terms of providing our visualize the data. For instance, in a framework metric. Framework metric is something like a comparison. You remember about we producing manual coding process. The last outcome is a cluster 1, cluster 2, cluster 3, and so and etc. So this is the one that we will use by having the metric framework metrics. So this one later I will get a reflection. Okay, I open to question and answer. Sorry, because I need to fast with the explanation because we want to concentrate more on the NVivo software itself. Later, while we are doing, or I will show the function, that function, I will explain again the concept of each function, the ones that I already been explained just now. Okay, so far got a question or not?
Doctor, I got 2 questions. Could you open the slide 13, which show about the codes, if I'm not mistaken?
Part 1 or part 2?
I think the slide that you are explaining about the code, because when I referring back to your explanation on
This one,
manual.
this one?
No, this one is I think the
The other one.
the other one, the slide about codes, where you explain
13,
code.
slide number what?
I saw the numbers 13.
This one.
It's not 13. The title is about it's about codes. There's a one. I mean the slide that you show like a container.
This one.
I think the later one. Could you go down a bit, Doctor?
Okay.
More a bit. The one is up. Go down. It was sorry. More down a bit.
The container is just this slide only, few slides.
I think this one is part 1, right? I think should be part 2.
Part 2.
Yeah, correct. Part 2. Because I'm trying to read it with the coding manually. As I remember, the one, okay, the slide number 8. Slide number 8. The one, okay, yeah. Here you explain that the nodes.
Nodes are actually equivalent to few codes actually. Sorry, nodes actually is equivalent to a code. One node is a one code.
One node is one code,
Yeah.
but the box which contain the 3 containers there is also called node, is it?
Yes, because when we are combining a node with another node, then we call it is a parent. Later we will merge as a parent.
Okay. So when I try to relate with the activities which we are coding manually, I still remember that you are saying about the codes and the categories.
Okay,
and,
later
later.
I will show when we are in NVivo software.
Okay.
So
that one is the number 1.
Yeah. So don't worry.
Okay. Okay, so I will wait your explanation later. Thank you, Doctor.
Okay. Is there any questions? No, I hope no. Okay. Okay, I will show the Envivo software. Okay, so this is the one that I already opened. So actually, once it will take few minutes. Depends on your laptop or PC spec. So in my case, it might be 2 minutes in order to open this one. Because I got many projects inside of my software of Envivo. That's why it will take few times. So this is the screen that will appear once you already open your Envivo 12 Plus. So got a new here. So the function is a blank project, sample project, automated insight, sample project. Actually, sample project is if you want to explore more. So Envivo software gives you few project that you can refer to by giving an example. I mean, okay. So the rest something like help. So this is function there. But I'm not keen to explain the rest of especially under learn and connect here. But I will go straight to the blank project. So assuming that you don't have any project inside of your Envivo. Let's say I will assign the name of the new project here as Anila, okay, CRM. So since our case previously was CRM system implementation project. So you can give the name if you want to, and then this is the file name, which will locate. Okay, to make sure later you can identify the name here. So let's say this is the one that I want to. Okay, I just click OK. Okay, so this is the screen that will appear as I did mention. So this is the ribbon function. Okay, the upper one. Got a home, import, create, and then explore, and the rest. Yeah, with the function. Okay, so this box refer to the navigation view. You have a quick access. Quick access something like we are using window Explorer. So quick access the most one that you are using. And then you have a data that I already explained about. The data we have a file classification, and also external. Okay, once you click this navigation view, the second view is our list view. It refers to our icon that we click. So for instance, I click on the data, so automatically this one, and also I click files. So this refers to the list view of navigation view files under folder data here. And this box refer to the detail view. If we don't have any information inside of our project, so we just pop out the let's get started with NVivo for Windows. Yeah, so you can read this information if you want to, but I don't want. And then we have for codes here. The next one is a function of codes, cases, node, search, maps, and so on. Okay. Okay. Since we don't have any data inside of our project, so the first task that we need to do is importing. Okay, remember importing. So in this way, we need to import our file. So you can go, you can have that function. Okay, click to the import function at the top or the ribbon text there. So import and click to the file. Okay. Repeat or might be you also can can use the function from here. Files, right click, import file. Two ways. First one is to go to the ribbon tab and get files, like this one. Or you can go by getting the navigation view under the data, get files. Okay, find out your data. Okay, but as I mentioned earlier, you need to organize. Organize first. Okay, since we don't have any information yet here, so I will create under data navigation view here a new folder, so which I will assign as interview data. Okay, and then you can give a description you want to. Okay, we got here interview data, and let's say I also since when I conduct the interview, I also get few materials, let's say, from the organization. So this is a document. Organization document. Okay, let's say under the interview data, so I need to have information here. So this is my interview transcript. So just you can get one by one of the file. Okay, let's say I do I get Mr. H interview transcript first, and okay, and then it will pop up either you want to create a case for each imported files or not. As I mentioned earlier, case meaning that since one file contain interview, right? Interview information. So we need to have the information inside of the of that interview data. So we need to make it as a case 2. So one file is equivalent to one case in this one, in this case. So I want to create new classification, and also it's indicate the create new classification, meaning that we need to classify. Okay, let's say this is an interviewees. Demography. And make sure this is under the case, and just click import. This is okay. Just so we can check is that our file already been interview data or not by double click interview data. Okay, this one interview transcript. Mr. H interview transcript. Okay. So this is your navigation view. So this is the list view, interview data, which contain only one transcript, and this is the transcript in detail. Okay? So you have three view actually. Okay, let's say you already satisfied. So this is the right information. So close first. And then I will have another file. Close Miller, right click. Okay. So this time I will use the import from the ribbon one. So file, Mr. S data. So make sure this is the right one. Interview demographic 2. Import. Okay, we have done with the interview data only 2 transcript. And then let's say we want to also, import the organization document from the document that you already have. So let's say use the import file. So this is, let's say in PDF, so this is, let's say, the organization document. So remember, so this is not interviewee demographic. So this is you need to create new classification. And then we will go with the next file. So make sure it is with the same archival info. So because it's a document that we have from the organization. Okay, I open to any question if you have. So this is how we actually organize our data. So by having the file, so you need to break it your information or your files according to the type of their data. So normally we will have interview data, or might be you have interview data. Doesn't matter. Might be it's a in-depth interview or semi-structured interview. It doesn't matter. And then we have an organization of the document. And then might be if you have a video, audio, you also can expand your information here. Video. Or might be you have audio. It also can be. But since we don't have the time to explore that that type of data. So might be in future class I will explain about this kind of information. And then the last one is a picture. So by having these files or these folders, so your information looks like organized, more organized. I mean. Okay.
Sorry, Doctor.
Yes.
A little bit I'm confused about interview data and organization document. What is the difference between these?
Organization document is the one that you're not doing the interview, definitely, right? It just might be, as I mentioned earlier, organization document is the document that you have while you are visiting the organization, or might be you're not visiting, or you are getting from the internet, and it is in PDF format, might be. Okay, so that document you put under organization document, so we call it as a secondary document. Is it clear?
Okay, thank you. Could you, when you open something a little bit open again and told which category for choose for each one again. Only show it.
Sure. Okay.
For interview, you choose which category.
No, later. We didn't achieve the categories. Just this is a plain document. I mean raw document. We don't do the coding. We don't have any codes yet.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we are not exporting the document as you completed in the manual coding process that you have finalized your category, you have a codes there. Okay, meaning that we upload the document which actually the raw materials. Okay, so this is the plain one or the raw one. We didn't do the code yet on this document. Okay, I will close this one since don't have any question. I want to use the okay. Explore. Okay, by having the explore tab under the ribbon, and then I use the mind map here. Okay. Okay. Actually, once you completed your literature review, or maybe you are in the middle of doing your literature review, and then you go to the field. Okay. For AR1. You will have a few information from the literature first. Okay, for instance, might be in the CRM system implementation in public sector. So the researcher might be have a few concept. Okay, from the literature. Okay, that concept that you found, any concept that you found from the literature, you can make you can make it into a proper manner. And visualize them in a proper manner by having this function, which is we call as a mind map. Okay, so let's say this is I name them the mind map as a early thoughts of CRM system implementation. Okay, you can give a description if you want to. Then I think okay. So this is the one. So once you click OK, so this is the center. The center of your mind map. You can put any name. So since I name the map as early thoughts, so I use the similar name. Early thoughts of CRM system. Okay, let's say from the literature, as we did in the manual coding process. So you have you want to ask about activities. So that's a first concept that appeared while you are doing the literature review. So let's say we want to add that activities in this mind map. So you can click this one, and then you can. There are two ways. Either you want use click child idea, meaning that this is as a parent, and then the next one is a child idea. So automatically, so will appear that diagram. Might be the second option is by right click and then insert child idea. Same one, share. And then you need name it. Okay, Then I name it as the activities of implementing CRM system. Okay, like we also did in the manual coding process, so we have a few activities that have been found. So that we want to create. So the activities is your now. The activities is the concept. So under the activities, what the activities? So this is another child idea. So click another child idea. So the first one maybe is a support from top management. Okay. Then of course there are a few others activities, right? So you cannot put under you cannot create child idea, because if you create the child idea, it will connect to the support from top management. Okay. So this is not the right one. So you just delete. So you need to instead of click the child idea, you need to click the sibling idea this time. So it will automatically give you another activities. So might be from the literature you find out that planning is another activities. Plan for implementation. Okay, let's see, we have another activities. So insert sibling idea again. So it is so it's a vendor support. Okay, getting vendor assistance. Okay, might be you want add another one. Okay, so this time is we have okay. I forgot to explain. If you didn't save your work within 15 minutes, then Envivo will remind you for you to save your work. So just yes. Every 15 minutes if you are not clicking the save button. Yeah, we continue this one. So we want to add with a name here. Let's say it's the what we have. Okay, user requirement. Requirement gathering. Sorry. Okay. Requirement gathering. Okay, that's all. Okay, this is actually based on our, if you remember, this is our anchor code, right? So anchor code is by what's that you are intended to find out from your interview transcript. So it's quite similar here. So this is the one that we, of course, while you are asking to getting the anchor code, it is need to be based from your literature, right? So this is also based from the literature finding. Let's say from the literature also, which is we not identify in the manual coding process, this might be forces. I mean the reason why the public organization implementing the system. So in this case, this is not activities, right? So this is another child idea. So it is a reason. Or I can make it as a forces. So forces. Forces is meaning that the reason why the public sector, the council are implementing the system. It might be from the, as we get experience, so might be it's from the internal, from the within the council itself. so they have a reason to implement the system, or might be it's from the public demand, right? The users that use the public the council services. So this is another child. So it's a child idea. So it's an internal forces, and also we have an external forces. So you need to get sibling idea this time. External. Okay, you can organize your looks of this one. Okay. If you're not happy with this view or this diagram, and we will provide you different layout for you to choose from. So if let's say you want to have layout of top down, then okay, just click that one. Okay, if you're not happy with the looks here, just drag the okay, look more nicer. So let's say you are happy with this diagram, and then you want to put this information or this diagram into your thesis. So you can select this one. You can have right click, export map. Okay. So this is your diagram. Okay, remember it is in which in which folder of your plot. So this is so this diagram will be stored under JPEG file. But the review option, if you don't, if you're not interested to make it as a JPEG file, it can be as a bitmap, GIF, PNG, or TIFF. But normally, I prefer you use the JPEG file because it is a wisely being used. Just it. We close that one. Okay, so far, any questions? So we have a diagram there. Okay, where we can refer that diagram, So we have created that one. So you can refer that diagram by having go to your navigation view, go to the maps. So map is the function that will provide all the diagram. I mean from the mind map that we have already created. To get your maps here, this is our diagram, early thoughts of CRM system implementation. So double click that one. Okay, so this is the one that we created just now. Okay, what are the benefits if we created our mind map earlier? Okay, remember as I mentioned earlier, mind map actually will give your idea of organizing or a concept. It appears from the concept that you found from the literature normally, or might be is based from your understanding from the phenomena that you studied. Okay, so the benefits actually, once you created the mind map, it will automatically connected to all the bubble here. Actually, is equivalent. One bubble actually equivalent to one node. Okay, so we can verify this one by going your cursor into nodes here, codes under the codes. Code. Okay, codes. Double click the codes and there is a nodes here. Okay, go to the nodes sorry, it's already been here. The maps. This one, 29. 20, sorry, but 20. What is that? So far, is there any